So, hello, everybody. My name is Eva Goulette, and I'm the founder of Dancing Jaguar Inspirations. And my company started a number of years ago after I suffered a traumatic brain injury. And during the process of healing from that traumatic brain injury, I started receiving downloads of messages at 3:20 in the morning. And the downloads were more like downloads of little books, mini books and stuff. I was receiving information about how to teach metaphysical concepts and spirituality to children in really fun and interactive ways. Hi, Kelsey. I'd
Hello.
already said hello to Ariane, so I just want to say hello to you too. Over time, this curriculum that I was receiving evolved into what is now known as Dancing Jaguars Spirit Camp, which is a metaphysical summer camp for kids that teaches them all about how to connect to their inner world in really fun, playful, and interactive ways. So, over time, as I was teaching children Spirit Camp, their parents started saying, "But I need this too. I am so happy my child is going to be able to grow up learning this because I needed to have this information when I was a child, but still as an adult, I still don't know this stuff yet. So can you do a spirit camp for adults?" So that's when Spirit Camp for Adults came into the marketplace. And now this year we are launching a Spirit Camp for teens. So Spirit Camp is like a foundational, people have referred to it as a metaphysical smorgasbord of ways that you can learn a little bit about a lot of different concepts. So you can explore what types of concepts you are really drawn to. You may be drawn to develop a deeper understanding of how to work with gemstones and crystals, or with shamanic journeying, or using pendulums and dowsing rods and divination tools. So what Spirit Camp does is it gives people just an incredible plethora of different tools and techniques to explore. And what I've done for today's class is brought forward one of the modules that I teach in Spirit Camp, both for kids and adults. I teach it slightly different for the children, but the information is the same. And this particular module is about how to protect yourself energetically when you're going out in the world, and how to understand your own personal power and what personal power means. And many of us have given away our personal power for most of our lives until we really learn to understand boundaries and how those boundaries are for our protection emotionally, physically, mentally. We all need to have boundaries to keep ourselves safe in all of those different aspects of our lives. And energetically, we tap on how to protect yourself when you're going out into the world in this module here. So I'd like to just ask you to be interactive with me. I'm going to ask you some questions. And if you wouldn't mind just putting some one-word answers in the chat, I think it would be really fun for us to communicate with each other through that. So first of all, let's talk about personal power and what it is. So I would love for you to just drop either a sentence or just a word or two about what does personal power mean to you when somebody says personal power. What is that? Anybody want to type anything in there to let me know what you think personal power is? Conscious restraint. Beautiful. I love that. Thank you for that. And I'm going to also share with you some ideas that I'm seeing staying balanced and aware of your energy, being fully present under my own sun. Beautiful responses, everyone. I'm going to share some other responses that other adults have shared as I've taught this class as well. It represents a movement towards self-realization. It's the ability to attract, influence, and lead people in a positive way. It is linked to a person's integrity and their readiness to live up to their promises. It's more of an attitude or a state of mind than an attempt to maneuver or control other people in your life. It's generated from within and seeks to achieve change in ourselves, our families, our communities, and our world around us. So we're going to explore how personal power shows up in our lives and how we can make sure that we are always staying connected to our personal power. What are some of the ways that we give away our personal power? Can you think of any ways? I'll give you one to get started. We tend to give away our power in very subtle ways, including just procrastinating. When we procrastinate, we are absolutely giving away our power. What are some other things you might be able to think of that would lead to giving up some of your power? Envy, jealousy, fear, absolutely, totally on the nose. How about self-sabotage? Yep, being overly focused on others, perfect. Putting our own putting others' needs ahead of our own, perfect. Yes. Caring more about what others think about us than what we think about ourselves. So let's talk about what it feels like to give away our power. Like, what does it feel like? What emotions does that bring up when you recognize, oh my gosh, I just gave up all of my power to situation or person? What kind of emotions does that bring up for you? I'll give you a couple that other people have suggested before. Feeling unhappy, resentful, feeling frustrated, angry, feeling stuck, resigning yourself to the idea that things will never change, getting depressed and anxious. So giving away our power triggers a lot of anxiety for many, many people. So let's see what we can think of in terms of situations in our lives when we may have that sense of being powerless triggered. So for me, one of the ones that comes up for me when I get triggered into feeling powerlessness is when I'm being yelled at. I feel very little when I'm being yelled at. And like if by an authority figure or something. So being when people talk about you in your presence is another one. Physical, verbal, or sexual abuse definitely triggers that feeling of powerlessness. Witnessing abuse, feeling cornered or defenseless, and being paralyzed by a fear of conflict. So we're going to work a little bit with this right now. And I want you, I think everybody received in an email a note about bringing a piece of paper and a pencil with you. I would love to have you just take a moment to draw a picture of what it feels like when you are experiencing feeling powerless. What does that feel like? Just take a couple of moments here. going to play some music, but then I realized that I don't know that I can do that because YouTube may not publish video if it's a copyrighted piece of music. I'll just give you a couple of moments here. And then once you've drawn a picture of what it feels like to be powerless, I'd love to have you use a word or two to describe that feeling. Name the picture, name your artwork. Then does anybody feel comfortable talking about what you just drew? You can either show the picture or talk about it, talk about the name that you gave it. Does anybody just feel comfortable sharing a little bit about what you just experienced there?
I drew a funny picture. Let me see if I can get it up here.
Yes, I see it. I can't see what the words say though.
It says ungrounded and floaty. Like my diagram had no legs.
All right, thank you. Aria?
Yeah, it's probably too small. Yeah, okay. Maybe you can see there's like a little picture of someone in a box. That's me in my apartment. So I have so many cluttered things. I don't have good health, and so not much time. And so I don't address these things piling up, working out of my apartment, doing everything out of my apartment. So I feel very much like I'm in a little prison cell trapped. And then the other side of it is that I feel I'm at a level or at a chapter of my spiritual development where I'm very aware of when I feel impulsive. So Uranus has just gone into, it's just starting to go into my 7th house, and it's going to hit my sun. At any rate, I just feel this sort of lot of energy building up, and just it's not flowing, it's not going as well as I'd like, and then I feel the need to control it because I don't want it to splatter about.
There's a lot going on for you right now, isn't there? Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to bring in some techniques in a few minutes here that I think you may find helpful and supportive for you. Can you give me a show of hands if you have any familiarity with our chakra system? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to, for those people who may be watching the replay of this, I am going to show a picture of our chakras. So give me just a second here to set this up. Are you able to see this diagram of the chakras here? Yes? Okay. So our chakras are energy in our bodies. We have 7 different chakras that we are working with when I teach Spirit Camp for any age group. So there are colors associated with each of the chakras. They are all located in very specific places. The lesson about the chakras is a whole other lesson that we get into in complete and total detail. But to understand moving forward in this module, I just want you to understand that this is what we are going to be talking about, protecting our chakras when we are going out in the world. And when we are protecting our chakras, we are protecting ourselves from negative energy coming into our energetic field. So we are like putting an energetic barrier between us and the world around us. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second here. How many of you are consider yourselves really sensitive when you walk into a room? You can feel the energy of the people in the room. Okay, I am as well. So as empaths, we are very tuned into the environment around us, and it's important for us to know what steps we can take to protect ourselves when we're going into spaces or situations that we know could be really overwhelming to us or for us. So the first technique that I want to talk about will take us to the tip about zipping up our chakras. So I want to talk to you a little bit about a technique that's called muscle testing. You may be familiar with that as well. Can I see a show of hands? Are you familiar with muscle testing? Okay. So for those people who may be listening to this call or watching this replay later, I'll briefly explain muscle testing. So muscle testing has been repeatedly proven to have significant accuracy for distinguishing lies from truth, compared to if somebody were just using their intuition or chance. By using a technique called muscle testing, we can really determine with incredible accuracy what is in our highest good and what is not. So I'm going to go show you in just a second here how I teach muscle testing when I'm working with people in spirit camp. So I'm going to show you a video, and in this video, I'm just working with a woman in my living room, and we're recording ourselves as I'm muscle testing her so we can show it to another adult, another spirit camp person. And we are talking about how we teach this to children. It's the exact same way as I teach it to adults, but in the video, you'll hear me say, and kids really love this, but so do adults. So bear with me here, and I'm going to bring up this video. Okay, can you see this video that I haven't started yet? Yes? Okay, let me share sound. And you're going to hear me talk to her about, there we go, the fact that when I'm at spirit camp, whether it's for kids or adults, I use the exact same script that you're going to hear here. When I'm muscle testing in this particular module, I want to set up like a fake example of how people get flooded with negative energy coming at them. So I don't want to say like, oh, you're a horrible person, or, say awful things about somebody to their face. So what we do in spirit camp is we tell people that they're wearing the wrong color clothing for the day, that our team was supposed to be wearing the color purple today. And the person that we are talking to, that we want to experience negative energy so they can see how it affects their chakras, they're not wearing purple, and they're messing it up for our whole team. So by kind of giving them that little negative spiel, we're showing they are taking in the negativity of our words, and then we muscle test them to show them how that has impacted their energetic field. And then we set them up for success by showing them how to zip up their chakras. So watch this, and we'll come right back to it in a minute. Whoops, wait a minute.
So, yep. Now I'm going to have you put this arm out to the side, and I'm going to ask you to resist me pushing your arm down. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Now say, my name is Camille. My name is Camille. And resist me pushing you down. And now say, my name is Eva. My name is Eva. And the resistance is gone. because this is not your highest truth. This is not true for you, and your higher wisdom will not let you live that life. It's going to detect that that is untrue. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the spirit camp mean exercise, where in spirit camp I have a script called the purple script. And kids can't be mean to each other at spirit camp, no matter how much I say, you have permission to say these mean words, tell her she, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They can't do it. Mm-hmm. So at spirit camp, we poke fun of the clothes and that the kids are wearing the wrong clothes because it's a purple day and they're not wearing purple. If you have a kid that's wearing purple, obviously you need to use a different color. But so face me for a second. Okay. So, Camille, you're wearing all the wrong clothes today. It's a purple day at spirit camp. You're supposed to have purple socks, purple pants, purple shirt, purple hat, purple earrings or headband if you want to. You've messed it up for the whole team. I don't know what we're going to do now. You've ruined it for everybody. And now I'm going to muscle test you and see how your aura and your chakras are holding up to that negative energy. Okay? So put this arm out so Sheila can see it. Now try to resist. And she can't resist because I've just basted her with all this negative energy. So this is the magic of this exercise now. This is one of the kids' favorite parts. They'll say at the end of the day, this was one of their favorite parts of the day.
Oh, I can see that.
So now pretend that your body has an invisible zipper from your root chakra all the way up to your crown chakra. Zip up your chakras. Now, I'm going to do the same thing again and let's see what happens. Okay. Camille, you're wearing all the wrong colors today. It's a purple day at spirit camp. You're supposed to have purple socks, purple pants, purple shirt, purple hat. You've ruined it for everybody. We were depending on you, and you've messed it up for all of us. Now put your hand out to the side and resist. You're solid.
Yeah.
So that exercise teaches the kids how to protect themselves energetically. Now there's a little girl in Massachusetts.
I'm going to pause that and come back to you for a second, because I want to share with you the story that I was just about to get into with her, with how children latch on to this type of knowledge and tools and techniques, and they love using it. I have a story of a 5-year-old child who actually went to spirit camp before she started kindergarten. So she went to spirit camp in July or June or July, and then started school in September. And one day, a little while into the school year, she missed her mom during lunch and started crying. And some of the older kids poked fun of her. When she came home that day and explained what happened to her mom, of course, was heartbroken. But then she said, how did you handle that? And she said, Mom, I know how to shield myself. I was fine. I zipped up my chakras. So for a 5-year-old child to be able to pull a tool out of her wisdom toolbox to be able to use when she knew she was being impacted negatively by the people around her, like that is such an empowering thing for a child to know that she knows how to take care of herself in that situation. So it's just an amazing it's an amazing thing to witness children that young feeling empowered and confident to use tools and techniques that normally adults are just learning in their midlife. Like I was probably 30 before I really started diving deeper into my spirituality, although I have always been very spiritual. But many of the clients that come to me as adults are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, some are even in their 60s, and starting to undo all of the layers that they have kind of covered up their authenticity with. So for children to be able to grow up understanding that they have this connection to their higher wisdom, and all they have to do is tap into that whenever they feel they need extra support. Like that is just so empowering for us to be able to share with children. So I want to share another document with you. If you'll here, this one up. This is the Zipping Up the Chakras document. So you can see this, right? Can I have a thumbs up, everybody? You can see it? Yep. Okay. So this is the document I actually send adults home with in Spirit Camp for adults. It's the exercise that you just saw the video of. So by setting the baseline, what I mean by that is setting up the muscle testing of yourself with a partner and determining or finding that resistance to when your higher wisdom is detecting the truth, and then the lack of resistance and when your arm falls down, when your higher wisdom is detecting an untruth. So what you would do is make this full screen so you can see it better. There. What you would do is face your partner and then ask your partner to stand facing you, lifting their arm out to the side at shoulder height. Then I use just 2 fingers and place 2 fingers on their outstretched arm, much like you can see in this picture in the bottom right. And then ask your partner to state their name. Say, my name is, and then say their name. And then you muscle test, and you'll discover that there's a lot of resistance there because that is a true statement. And then ask your partner to say, my name is, and then use your name. And as they say, my name is, and they are saying the wrong name, when you muscle test them, you will find that their arm just falls down much easier than it did in the first time you did that. So that's what we call setting up the baseline. So you're establishing what the resistance feels like. So then I've actually given you here the Purple Day script, so you can try this with your partner. So then remember, if your partner is wearing purple, switch purple for another color in the script. So you would say, partner's name, you're supposed to be wearing purple today. It's Purple Day, and our whole team is supposed to be wearing purple. Purple shoes, purple socks, purple pants, purple shirt, purple hat. We're all wearing purple except you. You've ruined it for all of us. And at that point in time, your partner will have been feeling the negativity of all of that energy that you've just verbally stated to them. So when you put your hand out, right here, you'll see putting the hand out and you push down on their arm, you will experience their arm just going straight down. And then here's the zipping up the chakras part. You want to have them imagine that they have a long winter coat on that goes like down to their thighs, mid thighs. So you'll ask them to zip up their chakras using that invisible zipper all the way up, going past their heads, got a really big hood on, because you want to be getting the crown chakra in there, and the crown chakra is above our head. And then you will repeat the exact same statement, a little Purple Day script again. And this time, when you repeat the script and then muscle test them again, they will be solid as a rock because they have sealed themselves off energetically. So this is a really empowering tool to share with the children in your life. I mean, it's not just empowering for you as an adult, but kids can be using this tool all the time. So one of the things that I think is very important is that at the end of this exercise, make sure you tell the person you're partnering with to unzip their chakras, because we don't want to go through life completely closing ourselves off from the rest of the world, because not only are we protecting ourselves from what's happening out here in the world, but our energy is not able to extend beyond where we've zipped up our chakras to be going out and connecting to the people around us. So when you are feeling completely safe and empowered, go ahead and unzip your chakras. And I like to end that exercise with my partner by saying something really kind and loving to them. Like, I hope none of that was taken to heart and you understand that I absolutely value you. I love you. I am so glad that we are friends or partners or whatever it is. So that is the zipping up the chakras exercise that I share with people at Spirit Camp. And I'm going to go on and show you another exercise. Hang on one second, because I am having a little teeny tiny tech issue. There you are. I lost you for a second. Okay. So there is also a way to muscle test yourself when you're by yourself. It's really great to be able to do that when you have a partner with you, but it's also an important tool to have when you're by yourself. So I'm going to show you what that looks like when you're by yourself. And I'm going to stand up in front of my chair here for a minute, or beside my chair, maybe. I'll push it aside so that you can see. I'm going to put my hands on my solar plexus, which is just above my belly button. Now, I like to close my eyes when I muscle test myself, and I'm going to show you what the baseline is when you're doing this by yourself. So I close my eyes and I imagine my feet planted very securely along the floor. I'm grounding myself right now, for those of you who know what that term means. And for those of you who don't know what that means, I am imagining that there are roots growing out of the bottoms of my feet into the earth. And as I am planting myself solidly into the energy of Mother Earth, I am also asking my higher wisdom to connect with me and show me what a yes is going to look like if I ask a question and my higher wisdom wants me to know that the answer is a yes. When I ask that question, I always move forward onto the balls of my feet. And now I'm going to close my eyes again and tune in again and ask my higher wisdom, what is it going to look like if I ask a question and you want to tell me that the answer is a no? And when I ask that question, I always roll back onto my heels. So I have another little document I want to share with you that will show you how to do this. So when you're watching this video again, when you're watching the replay of it, you'll be able to look at the notes that I have right here for you. Can you see this document I have here? Connecting to your higher wisdom? Okay, beautiful. So my friends, we're just going to go over exactly what I just told you to do. So this is a way to tap into your higher wisdom to receive yes, no questions, and using the sway method to muscle test when you're by yourself. This is the technique. Stand with your feet firmly planted on the floor, shoulder width apart. Knees should be slightly bent, not locked. Ask your higher wisdom to show you what a yes will look like. And then I explained, for me, I rock forward onto the balls of my feet. For you, it might look a little differently. You might have a sensation in your body as opposed to a physical movement. Just kind of tune into your body and see how your higher wisdom is going to be communicating with you. And then you can ask what a no will look like. And again, pay attention to not only the movement, but the sensations that you're experiencing inside your body. So another thing that I like to do is when I'm setting the baseline here is just ask myself something where I know the answer is going to be an obvious yes. So if you're someone who may not have a child, you could ask about a pet or a friend or something, but something that you know you absolutely love. And you could just ask, do I love my pet? And see how your body physically responds to that question. And then you could ask something about, where you would get a no response. You could even ask, do I dislike my pet? And then feel in your body how your body or your higher wisdom is responding to that. And then as you develop your confidence in that, you'll have a surefire way to be able to answer questions for yourself moving forward in life, as opposed to running to your friends and saying, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? Muscle testing is one of the tools I use in my everyday life and in my business. So this is a great tool for you to develop as you are, hang on a second. There we go. As you are moving forward in your life and really wanting to develop confidence in your ability to trust your intuition, trust your higher wisdom, and know that your answers are always within. Like, I don't even do the lists of pros and cons anymore. I don't go to my friends and ask what they think I should do. Or if I do, they'll say, well, have you muscle tested? So, once this becomes a tool for you to use in your life, you can be using it all the time. So hang on here 1 second, my friends. I think I've got, trying to see if there's one more document I want to share with you. I think so. But I would like to talk about, oh yeah, I do in a second, other ways that we can protect ourselves. Like zipping up our chakras is really cool. It's really fun. It takes no time at all. But there are other ways that you can invoke your imagination to be able to set yourself up for success when you need to. So I like to talk about people using a bubble of protection. And I often, when I'm with kids, use the example of Glinda, the Good Witch of the North in The Wizard of Oz, and how she floated around in her little pink bubble all over Oz. I'm sure those of us who are listening to this call right now are all familiar with Glinda, the Good Witch of the North. So we've got a bubble of protection that we can use. And one of my favorite stories from Spirit Camp comes out of this young man who was about 9 years old, who had some issues just being able to be still during the class at his class at school. And during the school year, he would call me with some really fun questions or comments about things he remembered using or learning in Spirit Camp over the course of the summer and how he was using them in his classroom. So one time he called me and told me that he was getting poked fun of on the playground. So he decided that he would use this bubble of protection like Linda, the Good Witch of the North. And he said, so as soon as I saw them coming over to me, in my head, I was yelling, bubble up, bubble up. And then he said it worked. And when the kids left, he could hear himself say in his inner talk, bubble down. So this child had this technique of using the bubble up, bubble down technique for him, tool for him whenever he was on the playground. It was really a challenge for him to deal with people. So another one is carrying gemstones or crystals in your pocket. There are a number of different gemstones and crystals we can use to carry for protection. I have another picture to show you right here, which has some of them. So here's a bubble of protection for, whoops, wait a second. You're not seeing that, are you? Now you are, right? Okay. So the bubble of protection is here. And some of the stones that you can carry in your pocket, in your purse, wear as jewelry are black tourmaline, obsidian, amethyst, citrine, kyanite, and fluorite. Those are all great stones for protection. So I think energetically carrying any of those or wearing jewelry that are that's made up of those would be a great tool. Another tool that adults love as well as kids is imagining that you're wearing Wonder Woman bracelets. And as people are spewing their negativity towards you, aside from just setting the intention that you're zipping up your chakras, you can just imagine yourself as Wonder Woman, and those words and phrases are hitting your wrist bracelets and they're just getting flung out into the universe, and they are not coming into your space at all. And one of my spirit camp teachers, who is a public educator, said that she even uses her Wonder Woman bracelets when she walks down the hall in the school and has to walk by the assistant principal's office because they're always clashing. So she said she could just imagine herself wearing her Wonder Woman bracelets as she walks down the hall past her assistant principal's office. And it just gives her a lighthearted way to deal with the energy around somebody that she's having constant conflict with. But it's a tool that she is using, but she's also having fun with it. So you can actually take some of these techniques and be really playful with them. All right, my friends. Are there any questions so far about any of this? Anybody have a question?
Not a question, but a comment. And that is, I commend you for reminding people to unzip the chakra.
Yes.
I used for many years, I used almost your bubble technique with pink. I would make my aura very, very pink. I was working in a very contentious, nasty environment. And what I found was that people who approached me would see all that lovely pink and just bounce off. They wouldn't proceed with whatever their intent was. However, I wouldn't take it down. I wouldn't think to remove the pink. And what I noticed was, people who I do love and want to interact with were having the same reaction. They would come and they would bounce off. So it's very important, although it's certainly effective and useful, but it's very important to return to the status quo. So I commend you for that, because
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's an important step. So one of the things I'd like to kind of wind down our call with today is I have a guided meditation I'd like to lead you through on reclaiming any personal power that you feel you may have lost during your lifetime. So we're going to power you up fully and leave you from this class with a fully empowered energetic system again. And then you have the tools to protect your fully empowered being as you move forward from here. So I invite you to close your eyes and get comfortable. See you again in another couple of minutes. Guided meditation to reclaim personal power. Sit back or lie down in a comfortable position. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Begin by taking a deep breath in and notice the feeling of air filling your lungs. Hold your breath for a few moments. And release the breath slowly through your mouth and let the tension leave your body. Take another deep breath in slowly and hold it for a moment. And again, slowly release the air through your mouth. And one more time, even a little bit slower this time. Take another breath in. Fill your lungs with air and hold it for a moment. And slowly release the breath. And feel the tension leaving your body. Now move your attention to your feet. Begin to tense your feet by curling your toes and the arches of your feet. Hold on to the tension and notice what that feels like. With your next exhale, release the tension in your feet. Notice the new feeling of relaxation. Next, begin to focus on your lower legs by tensing the muscles in your calves. Hold them tightly and pay attention to the feeling of tension in those muscles. And with your next exhale, release the tension from your calf muscles. And again, notice the feeling of relaxation. Now focus your attention on your upper legs, your thigh muscles. Tightly squeeze your thigh muscles and hold them for a moment. And release with your next exhale. We'll shift your focus now to your stomach. Begin to tense your stomach muscles. Squeeze harder and harder and hold the tension in your stomach. Then relax the tension and allow your body to go limp. Again, notice the feeling of relaxation. Continue taking slow, rhythmic breaths, gently inhaling and exhaling as we continue your relaxation. Focus your attention now on your shoulder blades and bring your shoulder blades together behind you and hold them tightly. Tense them as hard as you can and then release them. Notice how differently your shoulder blades feel now. Changing the focus to your hands and your arms now. Tense your arms by making a fist and squeezing as hard as you can, involving all of the muscles from your hands to your shoulders. Hold it, and release the arms and shoulders. Beautiful. Moving up now to your neck and your face. Tense the muscles in your neck and your face and squeeze as hard as you can. Get your jaw involved, your neck muscles involved. Distort your face as if you are frowning or scowling, and then relax. Beautiful. And now finally, let's tense your entire body all at once. Your feet, legs, stomach, arms, head, neck. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and release. Allow your body to go limp. Beautiful. Now that your body is fully relaxed, imagine in your mind's eye that we are standing in a beautiful field full of wildflowers, and you can see beautiful wildflowers as far as you can see. The sun is shining. The sky is a beautiful shade of blue, and there are white, puffy clouds floating across the sky. Each of the flowers in this meadow represent a part of your personal power that was lost at some point in time during your life when someone was being unkind to you. As you walk through the field, pick up as many flowers as you feel necessary to restore your personal power and to fill that personal power tank all the way up to the top again. It's okay to pick these flowers, to take these pieces of you back. Before the meditation ends, we will reseed this field with more flowers for others to do the same exercise later. So start gathering the flowers in your arms as you start walking through the field. You'll notice your bouquet is getting larger and larger as you continue to gather all your power that has been lost over the years. You are refilling your personal power tank so it reads full by the end of this meditation. People have stolen pieces of your personal power for a long time, and you have given much of it away yourself. Today you are reclaiming it. Continue gathering the flowers, and I'll stop talking for a moment to give you time to do this on your own time. Now that you've gathered all of your lost power, hold the flowers close to your heart. Take a deep breath in and feel the flowers disappear into your heart chakra. They are being absorbed by your energetic body. Feel your power increasing. You are fully restored to the powerful person you were at the time of your birth. Your personal power tank now reads full. Welcome all of those pieces of you back. Take a deep breath and notice how it feels to have all of your power restored. To have your personal power tank reading full. Inhale one more time, and as you exhale, gently blow the seeds of the flowers back into the field for a new harvest to grow. And now we'll take 3 energizing breaths to slowly start bringing you back to room awareness. So take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale. And as you exhale, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing energy back into your extremities. And one more time, take a deep breath in through your nose and start moving your arms and legs and bring yourself to room awareness. And one last deep energizing breath in and exhale. Give yourself a full body stretch and open your eyes, come back to room awareness, and congratulate yourself for the incredible job you just did of reclaiming your personal power and being fully stored to the incredible, powerful being you were at the moment of your birth. Hey, everybody. So now you would we have like 1 minute. Just take a moment to draw a picture of what does it feel like when you're fully empowered, and then give that a name. You done, Pat? Did yours? Do you want to share it?
Did you want to see?
Sure.
All right. I can get it up there.
Oh, look at that
There I
smile.
am. Big old sunshine.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So, what I would like to do is just tell you a little bit before we go about how this is like one of 30-ish little modules that make up Spirit Camp for adults or kids. And I'm going to be sending out an email after this call ends. And I will have links in it to share with you more information about the other programs that we offer. Actually, Pat, what I think I'll do is send your link in the email so that your link is the one that's being used. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So everybody, I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for taking part in this program. Do you have any questions before we go?